CHICKEN. Use the code CHICKEN in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code
Guys, the Chickens here, bringing you another Beach video. In today's video, guys, we are doing the sneak peek of Season 16 to the skies. We're going to go over the entire tech tree, and I'm actually going to unlock some of the engine rooms as we go so we can take a look at some of the different base layouts to give you guys a pretty good idea of what we're going to be looking at this season. So, with that being said, guys, make sure you're using the code CHICKEN in the shop. You're going to grab instant training or anything for this Warship season. I do appreciate it. Help support the channel. Make sure to subscribe for everything that is Season 16 in Warships, because we're going to be going live Monday morning at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Maybe a little bit earlier than that, 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time, something like that. And we're going to be diving in firsthand and just having a go at Season 16. So make sure to sub and stay informed for that. So let's get into it, guys. So the tech tree, to the skies. What it means, what it actually looks like it means is to the sky shield, but we'll get to that in a second. So here we go. So we have rocket choppers right out of the gate, but we also have heavies. So let's talk about this for a sec. We got heavies, we've got bullet, and we've got rocket choppers. We have troop health, we have mines, flamethrowers, multi-node, doesn't necessarily mean anything. And then we have the basic stuff at the start, gunboat, landing craft, and yeah. So let's take a look at this here. So we do have rocket choppers right away, but rocket choppers are faster than heavies, so keep that in mind. But it looks like it's probably just going to be a heavy rush meta at the very beginning. Maybe rocket choppers, depending on if people have, you know. Here's the thing: rocket choppers are probably not going to work against a base with max cannons, max sniper towers, and yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky because you have nothing to protect them with, right? You're just throwing them out. You have flares, which is good, but you don't have smokes, you don't have shocks, you don't have barrage or artillery. You don't have anything to help your troops at 3 engines. All you have is flares, which typically means it's a heavy rush meta. So we'll see what happens there. Is bullet going to be worth getting right off the bat? Probably not. You're probably better off to push to 4ER, but let's just kind of here's how I'm going to do it anyways. So we got the rocket choppers. We're going to get heavies. We're probably going to want the troop health. And we're going to max these bad boys out. And max this out. And we'll probably max out the rocket choppers as well. So this is basically going to be how our season is going to look. So we're going to unlock the engine room next. We actually need more tech levels. So let's go ahead. I think these are going to be pretty solid upgrades here. The cannons and the sniper towers. We're going to need those, because if you don't have any defense off the start, you're just going to get mauled with rocket choppers. So that's not going to make any sense. So we'll grab the third engine here and take a look at this base layout. Now this base layout could be a nightmare for all heavies, and it could be very good for rocket choppers. Say if you have your engine rooms, you know, they're probably going to be spread something like this, right? You know, something like that is probably going to take the longest time. But if you're using rocket choppers, you could ideally fly right across the base, and then go bang, 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 1, 2, 3, rather than using heavies and going all the way up in the round. So it's going to depend a little bit on the base layout too. So rocket choppers could come into play, but keep in mind, cannons are going to one-shot them. Sniper towers are going to, I don't know, they're going to do a lot of damage to them as well. I think they take like 4 shots or something to take them down. So we have defenses to stop them, because look at all the cannons we got just from maxing them out. Now with no shocks, smokes, gunboat, and barrage artillery, that's a lot for the rocket choppers to just simply fly through. So let's move on up past the third engine. We're going to have to get Zukas, which is kind of interesting. And then we're looking at either boom mines or troop damage. Boom mines probably going to be the way to go if it is all heavies all the time. It's also close to building health, so I think this path makes sense. Troop damage is going to be good too, but you know, maybe not necessary. Obviously, guys, this is all done in the dev build. That's why I got 1,000,000 keys, 1,000,000 tokens. This is not a live, you know, in the game or anything like that. So yeah, and then over here we have shocks, we have boom cannons. So the way I look at it, we basically have 2 routes to go. There's the route on the bottom, that's probably going to be better for the heavy meta, and there's the route on the top, troop damage, shock bombs, boom cannons, which can be better for the rocket chopper meta. So there's 2 different paths you can go there. I don't think there's really a right or wrong choice. It's kind of going to have to wait till the season unfolds and see what the meta kind of dictates. But yeah, and then we got a multi-node, we got barrage, and then we got rocket launcher. So extremely expensive to go the rocket launcher route. Are they going to be worth getting? Probably not at the start. Because if you go this route, you're going to be stuck at 3 engines for a very long time. You're probably going to be better off to simply go ahead, go to 4 engines, and then come and backfill the rocket launcher. So here's the stuff we're going to upgrade building health. Critters, I don't know if they'll be useful or not. I don't think so. Probably worth getting, but it depends. Again, if we're using, actually critters could be very useful. I shouldn't have said that. We also have seekers right here too. So seekers at 3 engines are going to be pretty disgusting. I'm just going to go out and say that right now. I think the seekers are very early on. That's like day 1. That's basically day 1. Everyone's got seekers, so that's pretty huge. So it means that we want to have. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be a base race for sure. I don't think defense is really going to matter that much because you're either going to get crushed by rocket choppers or seekers. I think it's going to be a very easy offensive meta, but it's going to come down to a base race. So let's take a look at this. Now we got the next. We got 4 engines up, and look at this. Very interesting deck layouts here. So at 4 engines, it's kind of the same thing where we have the big gap in the middle. We also have 2 landing points though, so it's a little bit easier. So yeah, it's probably going to be something like, you got one in the corners, and then maybe like one over here, something like that. But we'll see. We'll see how that unfolds. It's going to be super interesting. I'm really liking this season. Just on a first glance kind of thing here that we're doing. Because it's going to be very interesting. There's a lot of variables in this. So then we move up past 4. We got shock mines. We got the heavy chopper. So now we have heavy chopper seekers. That's going to be a thing. We've got shock launchers, which is going to be crazy. We got building damage over here. We got grenadiers, which we're probably going to avoid. We have our first sky shield. Now take a look at this, guys. Let's take a look at some of these prototype notes. Where's the other sky shield? There's 2 sky shields. There's 3 sky shields, so we could potentially get 3 sky shields this season. So that's gonna be very interesting. It gets really there's a ton of options. I feel like this season is gonna be great because it's gonna have a little bit more variety. I think there's gonna be multiple ways that things are gonna work. I think the heavy rush is gonna be good with bullet. I think rocket choppers are gonna be tricky to use, but probably very good in their own for a little bit. Seekers, of course, are going to be crazy, especially early on. Early on, seekers are really going to be deadly. So we're going to want to make sure that we get our mines, get our boom mines, get ready for that. Yeah, so let's just keep unlocking stuff here, guys, and see what we got in the tech tree coming up. So we'll go like this, and we'll just unlock other stuff because I'm running out of tech. I don't think I'll have enough tech to get to all of them, but it gives you a good idea of what we're starting with anyways. Is there any other keys we can spend? So yeah, we'll just unlock everything, I guess, just to get that tech level up. 875. Okay, we'll grab a couple machine guns. And 900. Alright, so there we go. So now we'll take a look at the next engine room. This is going to be 5 engines. And look at this. Okay, so this really opens up. Wow. Let's place this guy. So this is interesting. It's like a gap here. It looks like it's really going to be wide open for flying troops for sure. So I know it says 13 days, 6 hours. That's just a bug on the dev build. The season does go until November 22nd, so it is a shorter, more condensed season, 22 days. So definitely keep that in mind, guys. But yeah, you see once we get up here, 670R. It's not looking too crazy other than the sky shields. That's kind of the biggest thing. Bombers are very late this season. They're very towards the end. This season is going to be more about, the flying troops that we talked about, the seekers and everything like that. Even though, the riflemen are way down, which is really interesting. Barrage and artillery. Barrage is actually pretty early. Relatively early. So there might be a bit of a barrage meta that comes into play. We'll see what happens there. But yeah. Artillery's not till a little bit later, so that's good at least. But yeah, there's a fair amount of gunboat energy. One thing I'm not seeing is a ton of building health. There's one there, and then there's building damage there, And then we have troop damage. We got another building health. So just 2 building health nodes. So not a ton of ice. Not a ton of ice. I don't feel like it's going to be a really heavy defensive season. But at the same time, I do feel that getting your defenses, especially those sky shields, are really going to be, you know, what kind of sets the people apart, aside, you know, not including the people that are getting off to a crazy start that finished in Legendary or close to it last season. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. So make sure to subscribe, guys, and we'll be sure to show you live as soon as the season kicks off, and we'll break down all the metas and everything that you guys need to know to get off to a perfect start in the To the Skies Season 16 of Warships. I'm very excited, guys. I think it's going to be pretty crazy. A lot of stuff that we just simply haven't seen yet in Warships coming this season, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. Let me know what you guys think down below in that comment section. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. And we'll see you next one, guys. Checking out. Back.